Good afternoon all. Welcome to Global China Connections NUS China Career Week 2022. Please be seated in front of your laptop where our organizing team carry out their technical preparations. Please also rename yourself to your full name and switch on your camera to let the speakers see your smiles. When the speakers start their presentations, please stay muted. If you have any questions, note them down first and ask the speakers directly during the Q&A session. Thank you for your cooperation. Welcome to China Career Week 2022, presented by NUS Global China Connection. My name is Dikai and I'm your MC for this panel. Global China Connection is an interest group at NUS Business School. We aim to strengthen the students' knowledge and connection to China's business world. Through events like Career Week and China Summits, we hope to provide you with opportunities to hear from and interact with top industry professionals and academic experts in China's business sectors. Our Career Week aims to expand the horizons of NUS students, helping them to learn more about China's economy and industries and seize the abundant career and business opportunities in Greater China and Singapore. In the past 3 days, we have heard from senior members from top employers in finance, e-commerce, and technology industries. We'll end this Career Week event with our most exciting venture capital panel. During this panel, we'll take a deeper look into the venture capital industry. Venture capital is a form of private equity financing that is provided by venture capital firms or funds to startups, early stage and emerging companies that have been deemed to have high growth potential. Just this week, China's venture funding has hit its record $131 billion, about 50% higher than the year before. In recent years, with the highest number of unicorns in the world, venture capital in China is experiencing a transition from rampant development to high-quality development. Today, in the first half of the panel, we're very honored to have with us two reputable industry leaders, Miracle Plus and Prometheus Capital. The first sharing today comes from Miracle Plus. Miracle Plus was funded by the former Baidu COO, Dr. Lu Qi. It is one of the most successful early-stage accelerators in the world, upholding its three values of founder first, ever accelerating, and ever interacting and learning. It continues to deliver its mission of driving innovation from the source. Today, we're pleased to have with us Ms. Stella Wang, who's an established entrepreneur of multiple business ventures such as Quant Food Group that operates familiar restaurant brands such as Chengdu Bo and Taigu Li Xiaohuoguo. Stella also happens to be an NUS alumni. She graduated from the Faculty of Science in 2012 and later pursued her master's degree in Oxford. She's now a fellow at Miracle Plus. Welcome, Stella.
Okay, hello. Okay, thank GCC for inviting me today to join in this venture capital panel. Hey, everybody, this is Stella. It is my greatest honor to be here with you today. I guess most of you guys have just started your new semester recently. So maybe you're looking for new opportunities to make the most out of your student life. Whether you are thinking of being an entrepreneur or thinking of starting a career as a venture capitalist, so do keeping an open mind for today's session. I will share about Miracle Plus, the former Y Combinator China. So before we start, let me do a quick introduction about myself. This is Stella Wang. I am the fellow of venture capital fund Miracle Plus, and I'm also the founder of Quanfu Group. Miracle Plus is the former Y Combinator China. So we invest in early stage startups and also offer accelerator programs for the startups. I received my bachelor's degree in statistics from NUS and my master's degree in applied statistics from Oxford University. I used to work for Credit Suisse and Nomura as an investment analyst. But in 2018, I quit my banking jobs to start my own F&B business, which is Quan Food. Together with my team, we built F&B brands from the scratch. So now we have traditional offline restaurants and innovative delivery concepts, such as Chengdu Restaurant, Taikoo Hotpot, and Chengdu Bowl. In the post-COVID-19 world, my team at Quant Food is now working on a direct-to-consumer lifestyle brand with our own website and AI suggestion model built on Shopify. So for today's session, I'll be covering 4 parts. The first part is everything about Miracle Plus, like our history, our mission, services, and other general background information about this fund. I'll be also talking about a day at Miracle Plus, including our company structure and what we do on a daily basis. After that, I will share about my own story and why I choose to work at Miracle Plus from a founder's perspective. And last but not the least, I'll be sharing about our current available programs for students like you guys. Okay, here is a picture of our previous event. You can see from this picture that the founder of Xiaomi, Lei Jun, is here. He is one of our mentors. And of course, the 4 partners of Miracle Plus are also on this picture. Okay, so Miracle Plus is a VC fund and accelerator for early stage tech-driven startups. It was founded by Dr. Lu Qi, the former Baidu president and CEO, and also the former Microsoft executive VP and Yahoo's executive VP. So Miracle Plus was formerly known as YC China. You know, Y Combinator is the most successful early stage accelerators in the world, while Dr. Lu Qi and the team tried to localize the process and methodologies in China. But in 2019, YC China was rebranded as Miracle Plus, but with the same founding team and also the same mission to serve rising entrepreneurs. So our value is always to put our founders first. We not only invest, but also accelerate startups to grow to the next level. Talking about investment, Miracle Plus normally invests $300K USD for 7% of equity. This is considered as a very generous investment amount among early stage investments. Just to give you an example, like other funds normally invest from 80K to 150K USD for 7% of equity. We welcome startups from all industries and markets, but we focus on early stage startups, meaning from idea stage to Series B.
Thank you, Stella. Sorry, could you move the PowerPoint a little bit to the left? So
Okay.
Yeah, now we can see your entire screen.
Okay, yes. Okay, so now I'll be introducing about our 3-month accelerator program. So for all the startups that we invest, we will invite all of them to join a 3-month accelerator camp in Beijing. So during the camp, we work as a co-founder and solve difficult challenges alongside entrepreneurs. So what can you expect from the accelerator program? Firstly, there will be a one-on-one office hours, meaning that founders will be able to meet weekly with Miracle Plus partners, including Dr. Lu Qi and other tree partners who fully dedicate their time to help founders with key questions. And we'll also hold group office hours together with our mentors and alumni entrepreneurs in our salon discussions every 2 weeks to share ideas and get feedbacks and inspirations. It is a great group brainstorming session. And apart from that, Miracle Plus will invite exclusive superstar entrepreneur speakers such as Zhang Yiming, the founder of ByteDance, and Lei Jun from Xiaomi, and also other famous superstar entrepreneurs to give very private sharing sessions. And by the end of the 3-month accelerator program, we'll be holding a demo day event. So on that day, Miracle Plus will invite 1,000 plus investors to attend the event so that founders can match with many investors as possible just on a single day. According to our previous experiences, many of our Miracle Plus startups, they managed to close their next round of funding on our demo day itself. Okay. As we all know, the failing rate of young startups is very high. So our goal at Miracle Plus is to increase success rate for early stage ventures by helping them find the product market fit and also help them to figure out the right growth path to scale and also help them to do funding so they have a very strong finance capacity. Now I'll be introducing more about our partners and mentors. So here is our 4 partners. Dr. Lu Qi, the former president of Baidu, and also from Microsoft and Yahoo. Nuan Yuming, he is also a serial entrepreneur and very successful angel investor. He used to work at Lenovo and Meituan, the super app in China. Yuming is a growth expert, very strong in sales channels expansion and scalability. He always helped to connect our startups with business partners in China. Next is Cao Xuwen. Xuwen is also a serial entrepreneur. He was accepted twice by YC US, and his own startup, Echo Lock Screen, was acquired by Microsoft. That was a very successful exit. Xuwen understands the challenges and pain points that founders will face along the way, so he will be able to provide the right solutions to young founders. Last is our partner Mao Shengbo, Peter. He's a very experienced venture capitalist in China. He used to work as the partner of Panda Capital, and he has more than 10 years experiences in VC industry. He has invested in Face++ and Mobile. And here are some of our part-time and visiting partners. I will go through quickly. Mr. Lei Ming, he's also a co-founder of Baidu, and he comes from a tech background. He's very interested in the latest cutting-edge technologies. Next is Dr. Xing Bo. He's an expert in AI, and he's also the director of CMU Center for ML and Health. And now is Huang Zheng. He's the founder of Pinduoduo, one of the largest social e-commerce platform in China. So he is also one of our visiting partner. And next is Wang Huainan. He used to be the former Google APAC director, and he's now the CEO of BabyTree. And in terms of the superstar private sharings, you will expect to see the following people. Here is a list of our mentors from previous batches. You will see Chang Rui, the founder of Bilibili, then Gan Jiawei, he's now with Hill House Capital, but previously he's also the COO of Meituan. And you will see Mao Shengbo, the founder of Xiaohongshu, Red App, and of course you will see Zhang Yiming, the founder of ByteDance. So to summarize, at Miracle Plus, we invest in startups and also help them to grow. We work together with entrepreneurs and also trying to build a community for them. Okay, so next I'll be talking about a day at Miracle Plus. And to have a better view on that, let me just give you a quick intro about our company structure. We have a very flat company culture. You have seen our 4 partners, and then apart from that, there will also be our VPs, the investment associates, and then analysts. And other than investment departments, we also have legal department, PR department, HR, and our own finance department. And because we invest and accelerate startups and at the same time, so our main work will be divided into 2 parts. One is deal sourcing, and the other one is organizing accelerator programs. Talking about deal sourcing, we reach out to like startup founders understand what the companies are doing, and also share about Miracle Plus with them. So during the deal sourcing process, we need to do a simple screening, whether the startup fits our investment mandate, and then we invite them to apply for Miracle Plus program. The interesting part about deal sourcing is that we're trying to discover in the next unicorn. So every year, Miracle Plus will also hold 2 batches of accelerator programs, spring and autumn. Each batch is a 3-month program. During the 3 months, we will focus more on the planning of events and taking care of all the logistics and operations to ensure a smooth flow of the programs, and also make sure that our founders do get the help and resources that they need, because our main goal is to build a founders community. And why do I choose to work at Miracle Plus? Here, I will share a bit more about my own personal career transition stories. By the way, during the past few weeks, while I was interviewing students who applied for our internship and full-time positions, I noticed that many students are very confused now. They are confused about their future career paths. They are also confused about what they really want to do. I'm not sure if any of you today also feel lost at this moment, but I want to assure you that it takes time to find out what you love and what you want to do. So just keep exploring. While I was working at investment banks, I feel that at big organizations, rules have been all well set up, so one can improvise with limited freedom. Then I recall the times like back at school when we worked on some school projects, students were given enough freedom to create things. That's how I realized maybe I should start my own business, because I want to work in a more dynamic world and with more freedom for creativity. And also I want to work with a team who share the same interest and value of life. So that's how I quit my banking job to start Quant Food. But to be frank, my first investment in the F&B sector was like 10 years ago, while I was still 19 and I was still a year 2 student at NUS. I did that investment after taking a module from biz school, and I was so eager to practice all these management theory in life. But upon graduation, I didn't proceed to start my own company. I will say I was held back by external expectations for a young graduate, because people think that you should do some kind of like elite jobs rather than being a restaurant owner. But 8 years later, when I started to think about where my passion lies and what I want to do for my new startup, I think of F&B. All the memories just came back, because I always believe that food brings people together. So nothing is more meaningful than providing nice food to people. And running F&B business is more than just like a simple business, because we create beautiful memories with our customers. And that's why I also invited my ex-colleagues at Credit Suisse to start Quant Food. But as an entrepreneur, I would say you need to keep moving and learning new things so that you will be able to lead the team to reach like greater success. Since the break of COVID-19, I have been staying in Singapore for 2 years. So I think it's time for me to reach out to the outer world, and also to gain more connection with investors and founders. In the meanwhile, I'm very curious to know how investors think when they look at young startups, because previously along my way, I can only think as a founder, or I can only think as an investment banker. I never tried to think as an investor. So I want to know their insight. Therefore, I applied for Miracle Plus, this fellowship program, and I'm so grateful I did it. I managed to get a glimpse of the VC ecosystem in China, and now also get more insights of the whole VC life cycle. You need to do deal sourcing and invite them to application, and then we'll be reviewing their companies, will be doing due diligence, and then we'll be make a decision on the IC committee whether we want to invest in these startups or not. So this whole VC life cycle is now something I'm very familiar with. Besides, I have obtained inspirations to start our own new direct-to-consumer brand and shifting Quant Food's focus from offline business to online business. Okay. Lastly, I'll be talking about the current available programs that Miracle Plus have. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, I will invite you to join our Miracle Plus Accelerator programs. So at the Accelerator program, you will not only receive 300K USD investment, but also go through the 3 months Accelerator programs that will be able to help you find a better product market fit. But if you want to be a venture capitalist, I will invite you to join our fellowship program, where you will be able to get a first-hand experience as an investor. But how to apply? Okay. If you want to apply for our accelerator program as a founder, can just simply follow this link. Unlike other VC funds, Miracle Plus do not require a business pitch PowerPoint slides. We will just ask you like 30 to 40 simple questions. So you can just answer the questions. It's very straightforward and simple. Here is also a QR code. Later, I'll be also sharing this application form link in the Zoom chat. So if you have any business ideas, just go for it. And last but not the least, our fellowship program is not launched yet, but if you are interested, feel free to contact me. And when the next batch of fellowship is open, I will also let you know. Okay, you can contact me by WhatsApp, WeChat, and also feel free to drop me an email.
Right, thank you, Stella, and thank you for that wonderful sharing. As we've just heard, Miracle Plus is not only dedicated to helping startups to venture funds, but also actively participates in the growth and innovation of the tech startups and creating a community of network to help them to thrive. We also heard how the VC industry has helped Stella to get beyond the traditional banking career that is popular for NUS graduates and pursue what she really wants. But before we proceed into the sharing of Prometheus Capital, let's have a quick lucky draw. So now let's all go to the Zoom chat box, and in the count of 3, we'll pick the 2 fastest fingers that enter Miracle plus 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 in the Zoom chat. So do not send it yet. Let's wait for everyone to type in. The magic word is Miracle plus plus plus. Is everyone ready? Okay, 3. Okay, now right now, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, congratulations to our winners, Xiao Zhou for winning a Kino Himitsu bird nest set, and for Bei Chu, we've got you a 梦回剧本杀 $45 voucher。首先感谢 Kino Himitsu 木之秘密为我们提供的燕窝礼盒，扫描在 Zoom Chat Box 中的微信二维码入群，即可了解最新优惠活动，并有机会免费领取视频小样。同时感谢梦回剧本杀赞助的礼品，你何必只有一段人生？来梦回 Another Day 体验多重人生，剧本杀、汉服换装、桌游，让你梦回无限可能。请2位获奖者扫描屏幕上的二维码，在微信添加 GCC 小助手领取奖品，或通过 Telegram 联系 Peter Z1。接下来我们热烈欢迎普斯资本的嘉宾。普斯资本成立于2012年，总部位于上海，专注于科技、媒体与电信和消费者领域的早期至成长期投资，总资产管理规模达10亿美元。今天的嘉宾是普斯资本的执行董事杨涛先生。杨涛先生也曾经在中国银河和德勤工作。今天我们很荣幸邀请到他为我们分享他在创投领域的丰富经验。有请杨涛先生。
Hello, everybody. First, I will share my screen with us. Hello, everybody. I'm very glad to be invited to share the experience about investment company, how to make an investment and how to choose the right founder of the company with us. I'm very glad to share the experience with us. First of all, I will introduce myself to you guys. I have 12 years of working experience in financial and investment. First of all, I'm an auditor of Deloitte, and then I entered into the investment industry as the Galaxy Venture Capital and Prometheus Capital for 10 years. I focus on high-end manufacturing, technology, consumer, and TMT sectors. I have made a lot of investment for more than 20 companies. For example, iDream Sky and 4Game. This is the two leading leading company, game company listed in Hong Kong, and Wuxi Lead Intelligent, and this is the biggest technology manufacturer company in China, and Dexter, the leading I don't know, computer visual graphic company in Korea and also in Asia. And Wanda Film, as you know, this is the biggest cinema line in China and global. Real, the most high-end dentist line in China, and also some other companies in China. So I have made a lot of investment in the growth stage company. And also I have do a lot of, I have found two funds, and also make a lot of connection with the LPs. So this is my experience. So as to the Prometheus Capital, this is a family office of Wanda Group, founded in 2012, and focused on early stage investment within TMT and consumer sectors. We have managed 4 funds, and the AUM is 1 billion. So we have made investment about 80 companies. For example, Meituan, Poison, FlashEx, More Fun, Dolphin Family, Le Cha, Palantir, Magic Leap, and several other companies. We have completed over 30 exits of our investment via IPO and trade sale. So we want to find the most excellent companies and their founders in China and help them to grow quickly with our, for example, deep knowledge about the industry and our strategy resources. For example, we have about 400 Wanda shopping mall across the China, and we have a lot of consumers and related real estate resources in China. So we are a financial investor, but we can supply a lot of resources. For example, the Wanda Group and the consumers and such things to help the companies we have invested to build up their competitor advantages and help them to grow quickly than their competitors. So this is the portfolio of our investment. So if you are Chinese, you may know a lot of companies here. For example, Meituan, Dewu, Poison, Shansong, FlashEx, Xiaoguo, Fun Factory, Wangyu, Wangka, Zulang, Le Cha, 360 Real. So this is the famous companies we have made investment just to share the portfolios with us. So as to the company structure and department, this is about our Prometheus structure. So our IC is Wang Sicong and Mr. Du Feng, a billionaire in China, and we also have COO and directors to make investment. We are trying to find new companies and to do research about several industries and to make investment, to make DD, due diligence about companies. And as to other departments, we have pre-investment team, post-invest team, finance, and supporting teams, HR and admin. So it's about structure of Prometheus Capital. So about one day in life as an investor, it is very busy. For example, every day you have to meet about 4 to 8 companies across China, and you have to sometimes you have online meeting and chatting with their founders to discuss about their business model, to discuss about the industry, to discuss about the competitors. And to discuss about the articles of the investment. So you have to chat with different guys from different points to make several decisions. And when you find a very good company, you will have to do some research about the company, about the industry, and if you think that okay, after the research, you think the deal is also very good, and you may to discuss about the investment articles with the company and to sign term sheet with the company. And if the term sheet is being signed, and you will take a group to do due diligence, including financial due diligence, commercial due diligence, and legal DD. And if you finish the DD, and you will to make the lawyers to draft the contracts, the investment contracts, and to make the and then make the investment decision, and to why the invest money, and the post investor team will follow the company to track the performance of the portfolio, and to also make the decision about how to exit the deal. When this is about investment, but by the same time you will meet different LPs to make to express the your insight about the investment, about the company, about the industry, and to tell them you are the best in investment industry, and to raise money from the LPs. And sometimes you have to drink alcohol or to play with the LPs to make the fundraising. So this is the daily life about investor. Very busy, but it's very interesting. You know, you will meet different guys and to discuss about different industries, and sometimes the business model is very interesting to. Okay, and their business and the company might change the world to make everybody to have a better life, and to make the for example green energy to save the earth. How to why choose to join Prometheus Capital? I think first of all, investment industry is very interesting. You know, you can every day you will meet different guys. It's a very interesting things, not you know, routine life. And every day is different. Every day is very interesting. but the industry, the career is very challenging. You must be very smart to learn different things and to think different things, to make very hard decisions. And you have also you need to have very good social skills to deal with the relationships with different founders. Some founders might be very tough. Some founders might be very nice. So if you choose the investment as your career, and I think you might be choose for promised capital. And we have very good portfolios, and for example, IRRs are very good. And we have very strong strategy resources. For example, Wanda Group and Wanda Cinema Line, and Wang Sicong is a very famous guy in internet. So we can supply a lot of the resources to greater companies. I think we are a strategy investor, but as a financial investor. So this is about why I chose to join Promises Capital. About career programs and the application process, it is very routine. First, you have to make application, and then 3 round interviews, and then receive offer. So this is about our company. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yang Tao, and thanks a lot for the sharing. And as we've just heard, Prometheus Capital also focuses on companies that are determined to change the world and make lives better for people. We have seen many of the big names that Prometheus Capital has funded, including Bilibili, Lelecha, and what we've heard back on Tuesday this week, Meituan Dianping, who also participated in our Career Week event. It is also important to get to know the industry, as Mr. Yang Tao just stated, the day in life. What are your duties as part of a venture capital firm? So I hope that everyone has got a bit of insight on that. And don't worry, we also have a Q&A session after this next round of lucky draw, so you can ask questions directly to Stella and Mr. Yang Tao. But before we proceed to the Q&A session, let's have another round of quick lucky draw. So again, let's all go to the Zoom chat box, and on the count of three this time, we'll pick the 3 fastest fingers that enter Prometheus Promise on the Zoom chat. Prometheus Promise, this time the magic word. Okay, is everyone ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, thank you very much. Well, congratulations to our winners. Zhiwei for winning a Kinohimitsu bird nest set, and for Guiqing and Yanran, we've got a 梦回剧本杀 $45 voucher for each of you. For everyone else who participated in this lucky draw, we also have a $5 剧本杀 voucher for you. 再次感谢Kinohimitsu 木之秘密为我们提供的燕窝礼盒，扫描在 Zoom Chat Box 中的微信二维码入群即可了解最新优惠活动，并有机会领取新品试用小样。同时再次感谢梦回剧本杀赞助的奖品，你何必只有一段人生？来梦回 Another Day 体验多重人生，剧本杀、汉服换装、桌游，让你梦回无限可能。Now you can all follow the same redemption process and scan the QR code and contact our GCC crew member on WeChat or via Telegram to Peter Z1. And before we head into the Q&A session, please also share with us how you feel about the China Career Week 2022, hashtag GCC Career Week 2022 and at GCC NUS on your social media account to win a limited edition poker set and tote bag from our sponsors. And a big thank you to our speakers for their sharing today. And now you've got a valuable opportunity to interact with them. So you may now select a breakout room, and remember that you also be free to switch between them. So now I'll hand over to our speakers and moderators in the breakout rooms. If you have a problem getting into the breakout rooms, please message GCC 小助手 in the Zoom chat box. But you should be free to select your own breakout room there. For those who just joined, please use a breakout room to join. Now is the Q&A session. Please select a breakout room. If you use a mobile device or a computer, is all on the bottom right of your screen. Good afternoon all. Welcome to Global China Connections NUS China Career Week 2022. Please be seated in front of your laptop while the organizing team carry out their technical preparations. Please also rename yourself to your full name and switch on your camera to let the speakers see your smiles. When the speakers start their presentations, please stay muted. If you have questions, note them down and ask the speakers directly during the Q&A session. Thank you for your cooperation. We'll begin in 2 minutes. To those who just joined us, welcome to China Career Week 2022, presented by NUS Global China Connection. My name is Dikai and I'm the MC for today's panel. Global China Connection is an interest group at NUS Business School. We aim to strengthen the students' knowledge and connection to China's business world. Through sharings like this one and our events like China Summits, we hope to provide you with opportunities to hear from and interact with top industrial professionals and academic experts from China's business sectors. Our Career Week aims to expand the horizons of NUS students, helping them to learn more about China's economy and industries, and seize the abundant career and business opportunities in Greater China and Singapore. In the past 3 days, we have heard from senior members from top employers in the finance, e-commerce, and technology industries. We'll end this Career Week with the most exciting venture capital panel. During this panel, we'll take a deeper look into the venture capital industry. Venture capital is a form of private equity financing that is provided by venture capital firms and funds to startups, early stage and emerging companies that have been deemed to have high growth potential or which have demonstrated high growth. Just this week, China's venture funding has hit its record $131 billion, about 50% higher than the year before. In recent years, with the highest number of unicorns in the world, venture capital in China is experiencing a transition from rampant development to high-quality development. I hope everyone has enjoyed the wonderful sharings from Miracle Plus and Prometheus Capital just now. And next, we're very honored to have with us 2 other reputable industry leaders, Big Idea Ventures and 海尔资本。首先，我们热烈欢迎海尔资本的嘉宾。海尔资本成立于2010年，为海尔金控旗下的投资平台。目前业务主要涉及风投、私募、产业并购、政府引导基金等领域。海尔资本聚焦医疗健康领域、医疗科技、医疗服务、医疗器械、生物医药，至今管理投资资产超过200亿人民币。海尔资本也在与国内外众多大型投资机构的投资者具有良好的合作关系，致力于 成为国内领先的专业投资机构。我们非常荣幸邀请到海尔资本的总经理朱先生为我们分享他在海尔资本的经验。那么我们现在有请朱总。我们这边先稍等一下，嘉宾可能那边有一点点技术问题，应该马上就到。这位嘉宾是海尔资本的总经理朱先生。我们 OK。
Hello， DK， 鹏程刚刚有发说，咱们可能把嘉宾静音了，麻烦看一下。
嘉宾的名字是哪位呢？
Hello， 现在好了吗？
朱先生您好，对，现在可以了。
好，不好意思，刚才那个，不好意思，因为刚才这个这个 room 在手机上，因为我在外面这个出差，所以就没在办公室。然后这个可能音频会好一些，这个视频，否则又看到一堆东西。那个现在语音信号好吗？
听得非常清楚。
好，谢谢。那个不好意思，稍微晚了几分钟，因为这个手机上用这个 room 有点不太熟悉。然后那个这个很高兴今天有这么一个这个宝贵的机会和各位年轻的这个同学，都是大一的吧？有大二大三的吗？
有，
年轻的大学生啊，那年轻的大学生一块儿这个交流一下。然后我们这边这个是做这个股权投资和风险投资的，就是 PE 这个和这个 VC。然后我们自己是海尔资本集团下面的这么一个投资平台。那海尔集团可能这个对大陆咱们到这个新加坡上学的同学会比较清楚一些，了解一些，是全球领先的这个大型家电这个集团，也是智能家居的这个主要的这个 player 这个参与这个企业。然后我们有 A 股上市公司、港股上市公司，包括在德国法兰克福的上市公司，在美国有厂，我们收购了这个 GE 的这个白家电 GE Appliance。然后在欧洲有厂，在国内这个也是这个规模这个较大的这么一个企业，全球500强应该是这个长期在的。然后我们海尔资本是海尔集团下面做股权投资的，然后包括风险投资，对科技和消费重点关注，然后包括智能家居啊，包括医疗啊，包括这个 TMT， 包括现在物联网这些都是这个积极这个活跃及投入的。然后就像刚才这个主持人介绍的，我们现在累计在管大概是200亿人民币的这个规模，投资在这个 A 股，包括科创板呀、创业板，也包括在这个美股或者是港股上市的这些企业。 同时呢，我们海尔集团也是国内知名的一些金融机构的股东，包括中金、CICC 这个包括银行，包括这个险资保险公司的这个股东。然后我们本身这个平台是市场化的一个平台，既有这个集团的这个出资的这么一个组成，也有社会资本这个 fundraising 这个募资的那些这个成分。就像大家可能在书上啊，或者是在媒体啊，或者在论坛上看到那些基金一样，包括 KKR、黑石啊、凯雷啊，或者是这个鼎晖啊，或者是这个弘毅，都是差不多是这么一个行业的这个属性。然后可能我是猜测，可能大家会比较关心在中国这个 PEVC 大概是什么样的一些这个特点，然后这个今后有志或者是有兴趣愿意加入或者从事这些行业的这个同学们可能会关注一些哪些问题，所以我也是想说，看大家是不是用这个 Q&A 的方式会比较好一些。如果这个就大家一时还这个不知道这个问哪些问题比较合适，那我就先这个展开这个说一下，就说到哪儿是到哪儿，大家就这个随时可以这个通过耳麦啊或者是什么聊天都可以。就说这个过去这个从改革开放到现在，我们这个中国这个40年时间 GDP 已经是全球这个第2了，全球第2，当然以后也会继续的发展。然后股权投资这个包括 PE 和 VC 是从这个1998年2000年开始逐渐这个在国内从无到有，这个从小到大。然后我相信未来中国的这个 PE 和 VC 行业应该也是全球，可能到今天已经是全球第2大了，因为美国毕竟是一个这个更早一些发展这个行业，同时这个美元这个实力更加强的这么一个先发优势。然后中国的这个 PEVC 这个行业经过这么多年从无到有，从小到大，在资本市场就全球资本市场啊，美股、港股和 A 股已经做出了很多科技类、消费类的这些知名的这些投资案例，不管是早期的这个百度、阿里，还是这2年的包括腾讯啊，包括以及这2年的一些宁德时代，然后包括新能源的理想汽车，这在国内和全世界都越来越知名。然后从事这些行业的从事投资行业 PEVC 这些行业的这些人员组成，从最开始90年代末00年代那些老海归，或者是这个美籍华人，或者是包括这个标准的这个境外人士在中国从事，到现在已经变成了这个人民币基金主流，然后人民币从业人员，包括这个我们自己培养这个在市场中历练出来的这个人员，形成的这么一个大的从业的这么一个行业。所以这些行业里面既有工科背景的，什么计算机、电子信息，然后这个生物医药，也有标准的金融、管理、经济学，包括这个心理的，都有一些这个各行各业这个学科出来的这个各行各业的这个学科背景的人从事这个工作。
好的，谢谢朱华先生。然后您刚刚也提到，就是说之前我们从一个在国内的话，就是 VC 从一个就是以境外人士或者是这个海外华人为主参加的一个产业，现在到了一个这个人民币 base 的一个环境。那么请问海尔资本的话也会做一些就是说海外的业务嘛？因为随着全球化的话，可能中国的中国的话资本实力也在增强。那么海尔资本有一些海外投资或者是一些跟海外机构合作的项目吗？
境外投资会就是海尔这块境外投资会侧重于这个并购这个 buyout 为主，然后早期的 VC 阶段的投资可能会更加关注于中国大陆境内， 因为主要的市场和用户，包括这个技术和商业的结合点，现在看应该是中国是最活跃的一个地方之一。然后像硅谷或者是这个新加坡这样的科技型的整个早期项目的这种投资，还是以具体的这个与中国大陆本地的这些应用场景能够结合的，这个是优先的。所以我们更多的是关注这个我们整个这个大陆的这个经济发展，这个大环境下带动的这个科技投资和消费投资。
好的，谢谢。然后之后海尔资本有什么关注的行业吗？因为之前看可能是医疗行业这边比较关注，但是您刚刚也提到了这个绿色呀、节能减碳的这些相关的行业，目前有什么着重点吗？您好像静音了。
不好意思，这个是这样的，就是说科技和消费是我们的两大主线，然后结合集团的这个智能家居、人文关怀和生命健康为这个内涵，所以接下来这个医疗，包括医疗器械、医药以及医疗服务，会不断的这个增加这个比重和这个比例，包括我们自己也会参与投资医院、控股医院，包括大型的一些医疗器械，包括医疗服务。会把这一块的这个比重不断的提高，但是本身科技这个是一个这个更大范围的一个领域，那医疗也属于科技的一部分，包括这个相应的医院诊疗这些服务。
好的，谢谢您。然后之后在chat box 也有同学问说，海尔资本有投资元宇宙相关的企业吗？
元宇宙现在很热，然后我们有投资游戏硬件相关的项目，这个我们倒是可以确认。但是现在这个上周啊，应该是上周末，我们看到那个腾讯27亿收购那个游戏手机，叫黑鲨吧还是鲨鱼？黑鲨好像。然后我们也在想，是不是类似于这样的游戏相关的设备或者是周边的这个产业，是不是可以属于元宇宙？那我们也是在观望，我们更多的是以项目本身投资价值和商业的这个应用的这个结合点，在做这个投资判断。然后这个项目是不是属于元宇宙，我们有时候会觉得是干了这个事儿以后，有一堆的这个行业人员给他戴一个帽子或者戴一个标签，说这属于元宇宙，或者是属于不是元宇宙，我们是这么来看待的。也许游戏设备的确是元宇宙啊，只能这么说。我们有游戏设备周边这样的这个被投标的的，应该是今年22年或者明年23年申报科创板。
对，像您刚刚提到，就是这个虽然现在非常热门，但是还是一个刚刚开始热门的一个概念，所以它的定义可能也不是非常清晰。那么刚刚那个同学也问说，您如何看待元宇宙这个概念呢？
可能是一个新东西，但是就新名词，但是里面目前不管是行业研究报告，还是说学院派，还是说产业派，我们看到现在拆开的东西都是过往科技或者是过往这个商业的一个延伸，不管是 AR、VR 还是这个，可能你们还不知道，10几年前有一个虚拟游戏叫 Second Life 第二人生。我们觉得现在的一些东西，就是元宇宙相关的要素或者是组成部分，不管是按照价值链，还是按照这个，抱歉，就现在我们看到的元宇宙这些东西啊，如果拆开的话，我们觉得是更多的是过去一些科技的成果或者是商业应用的一些延续。包括 AR、VR， 包括这个更早时间，就10几年前有一个游戏叫 Second Life 第二人生，我们觉得都是很多东西都是一个延续，所以现在完全元宇宙里的新的东西，我们觉得可能还是比较少。这也符合产业规律，科技的发展都是在过往一代一代的基础上去叠加或者去延展，完全这个从无到有一个突破的一个东西，可能还是比较难的。但元宇宙也许是一个长期的东西， 也许是一个这个短暂的东西。如果元宇宙里面有一些数字货币，包括这个区块链，对吧？这个 blockchain 这些东西，那你说它是个新东西呢，还是说是一个延续呢？我们觉得它也是要根据这个实际应用这个市场来检验。
好的，感谢您分享的见解。那么我们这边还有一些更加接地气的这个问题，就是您刚刚也提到，就说有很多这个学工程啊，还有医药的这个同学，那么海尔资本也是欢迎的。但是今天也有很多，可能大多数学生也来自我们的商学院，就是本科都是商科毕业的。那么您觉得这些没有就说一个特别的这个在一个特别专业领域里面有就专业性不是非常强的这种商科学生的话，您觉得在
机会在哪儿是吧？这个问题我们从业这么多年，我们一直在想，是工科的人干得好还是商科的干得好？这个至少我们看见的就是说，可能是工科的有一些优势，但是商科的这个优势在哪儿呢？商科的优势就是说，这个财务三张。具体去深入去了解一个行业，或者是深入研究一个领域。我们有做这个能源类投资的，或者生物医疗类投资的，或者是医疗器械类的，他们有的是金融毕业的，有的是这个经济学毕业的，或者有的是这个学生理学的，这个心理学的，纯粹是这个务虚的专业。所以就是说，商科的同学最重要的是说，找到一个可以扎根下去的一个行业，从这个行业来进入这个投资领域，这样会更加的这个有优势。当然，这个行业本身也要去自己去碰撞，去了解，因为有的行业可能3年就是说比较火，3年之后又不怎么火了。那这个就是一个大家对一个行业选择的，就是说是跟着这个所谓的这个朝阳行业，还是非朝阳行业呢？还是说跟着一个这个长期永续的一个行业？这个都是一个价值观的取舍。但是就是说，工科有它的工科优势，商科呢要找到自己商科的优势，就是说我要扎根一个或者是2个具体的领域。那这样的话，只要你是领域里面的这个有经验的，或者是行业的专家，再结合自己的这个商科的背景，做投资也是有机会的，并不是说这个学什么就只能去干这个行业的投资，不是的。扎根具体的一个领域或者一个行业。
朱总您好，感谢您刚才关于我元宇宙的这个问题的回答。我还有几个问题，就是您认为区块链公链，比如说以太坊区块链和比特币区块链，能在国内落地吗？结合我国特殊的这种政体。
首先要定义这个，那个声音有吗？听得见吗？
听得见，您说。
首先要定义您说的落地是在什么角度或者是什么场合落地，是用于这个政府层面或者是金融机构的监管层面的落地，还是说用于普通的常规的 C to C， 就是说 to C 老百姓之间的这个应用？所以这个落地的这个定义是很重要的。
那如果就是落地到比如就您说的 C to C 呢？
我觉得这个时间会很长。以这个中国来说，14亿人，北上广深加在一起1亿人，再把几个发达的省会城市加上2亿人的市场，要把一个区块链给推动，如果没有大资金或者是这个烧钱的方式去做，这个过程肯定是需要至少5年8年的，2、3年起不来这个量。就是说，按照这个咱们的人口数量，在 to C 领域，比如说咱们去买个东西，区块链一下，或者是去银行存款，或者是做这个线上交易，或者是做这个叫什么这个互联网证券， 或者互联网理财，我觉得这个过程，会比较长，会比较长。
还有一个问题，朱总，就是元宇宙它最近比较火嘛？您认为就是关于这个元宇宙，有哪些普通人能抓住的创业的风口呢？
普通人抓不住。
为什么呢？
因为你说了，普通人，我们身边的绝大多数老百姓对元宇宙是没有刚性，就在今天这个时点是没有刚性的需求的。假设这个，您站在您家庭的角度，您觉得您的家庭会需要元宇宙的什么东西？你会发现几乎没有什么需求，就至少在今天这个时点。
是的。
OK， 那您认为元宇宙这其实是不是就是大家就是在炒概念
？5年前有 AI， 对吧？包括更早的是这个数字货币，然后在00年的时候，当然还有这个互联网的 bubble。所以说，如果完全没有泡沫这个东西，按照我们人性的角度啊，对吧？学金融的都知道有个人性在里面。这个没有泡沫的东西，按照纯人性的角度，这是不合理的。所以一个热点起来，不管是长期的热点还是短期的热点，肯定是有泡沫的。所以这个不足为奇，只是说在泡沫当中，你要看到哪些是泡沫，或者有的泡沫沉淀了之后，它就不是泡沫，或者有些东西它以后就是泡沫的一部分。这个分辨或者是辨识，这个是的确是很难的。这个不仅仅是元宇宙，其他行业过去体现的那些泡沫也都是类似的。就泡沫本身是个中性的词，不管是元宇宙还是方宇宙，或者是今天用得上，今天用不上，或者以后用得上，这就是一个动态过程，要来不断的来辨识的。
好的，谢谢您，朱总。
您客气。
好，谢谢你的问题。然后这边还有几个问题。然后第一个是您对风投行业在对新兴产业投资的时候有哪些着重的考量标准？
您这个最后那个什么，对，这风投对新兴的什么考虑？
新兴产业，就对一些新兴产业在投资的时候呢，有哪些考量的标准呢？
在我们10几年前刚入行的时候啊，有一些这个美元基金的这个知名人物，包括后面也做人民币的，主要的考虑啊，用他们的话说，当然这个话是典型的硅谷思维啊。第一个就是说可商业化，第二个呢是可持续增长，就商业化的基础上是有可持续增长的。第三个呢就是说可持续增长上面是可以 scalable， 就是可以大规模增长的。然后这3个维度，我们觉得到今天某种程度上仍然是有效的，就是说它可以商业化。第二呢，商业化的时候呢，它是可以增长的商业化，不能说今天做1万人，明天还是1万人，3年后还是1万人，它得增长。那增长的过程中呢，还能够这个大幅度增长。那大幅增长就是说每年有个多少这个 rate 的一个增长，就说明你这个新经济的东西是有广泛的这个应用面和生命力的。所以我觉得这3点可能是一个比较 general 意义上的一个标准吧，就是说可以商业化。第二呢，就是说可以增长。第三，可以这个就是大规模的增长，这3个点。
好的，明白。对，在选择投资的时候的话，也要看这个公司，还有包括整个行业是否能够商业化，然后就将来的这个是否能有比较
增长，
对
持续的这个大规模增长，3点。
明白。对，然后之后还有就是对于创业者的话，海尔资本有哪些可以提供哪些方面的支持呢？就是您比如说您对比其他的风投公司的话，海尔的优势在哪里呢？
所有的投资机构都会说我们支持和扶持这个 entrepreneur， 这个是正确的。然后呢，除了资金以外，就是客户和供应链或者叫供应商。但是呢，真正能做起来的，就是说内因决定外因，还是要靠这个团队，靠这个班子到底行不行？投资人给予的永远是外部施加的一些因素。所以我相信很多机构都会说，第一是资金，第二是这个市场，第三是这个供应链的这个协助，然后第四呢，还会有一些这个人员的推进啊，然后这个 PR 的工作，应该都这些。
好的，感谢。然后之后还有同学想问你，海尔资本的工作环境还有企业文化跟其他公司有什么相同，或者是其他这个在风投产业的公司有什么相同或者不同的地方呢？
相似的地方就是说，都是以这个产业，就是说具体的行业投资完了之后，以这个合理的或者是这个市场化的这个回报作为一个标准，这个也是投资这行的一个核心的这么一个要素。当然，我们这边可能会更加的这个要求和这个节奏会更加的这个快一些。这也是符合这个集团本身的一个发展。我们有时候会说，一个民营企业，这个30年时间啊，37年，前2天还在说37年，能够从一个青岛的一个小厂变成全球这个500强，同时也是这个行业里的前3嘛。因为这个行业我们判断可能就是海尔、格力和美的，然后飞利浦前段时间21年也在卖，然后 GEA 当然也就卖了，所以它这个发展的这个节奏以及这个强度和力度都是比较高的。一个企业37年能干到全球前3，这肯定是比较严格的，
是，您刚刚说那个海尔集团的这个蜕变的话，所有人肯定都是有目共睹的。海尔集团在这个战略上面的话，肯定还有很多的这个也采取了很多这个不同的战略去做到，像你说全球前3已经超过了这个飞利浦。那么有同学说很多媒体在报道海尔资本海尔在采取去海尔化的模式，您方便分享一下关于海尔挑选创业项目及后续管理的这个想法吗？
就是从我们投资本身角度来说，因为它除了这个金控，刚刚我介绍的，除了金控下面海尔资本这种投资平台以外，还有上市公司海尔那边从产业孵化的角度，然后仅从我们这个金控这边投项目啊，这个包括早期项目啊，包括创业类项目，第一个就是说行业是要这个积极正面，然后团队要这个充满朝气，有战斗力，然后这个当然学习能力也比较强，因为创业是一件这个要脱好几层皮的这么一个过程。然后第三个呢，我们希望这个创业的这个主营业务也好，科技产品也好，是在未来有一定的这个前瞻性的方向，也是能够为这个美好生活可以做出这个积极贡献、有社会价值的一些项目。然后人员嘛，这个团队来说，主要就是说这个积极正面，然后这个保持比较强的这个学习能力。
好的，谢谢。然后之后海尔资本现在会做这个FOF 这个组合型基金吗
？FOF 我们有一个条线在做 FOF。然后 FOF 这块也是围绕这个产业，就是围绕集团的产业来做这个布点的，在做 FOF。
好的，明白。然后之后那么最后一个问题的话，我们留给一个比较这个接地气的问题吧，就是很多这个同学都在关注的，就是就业还有实习的机会。那么现在当代大学生的话，很多学生也会做这个暑期实习，它已经成为这个暑假还有寒假的这个一部分了。所以在如果回国的话呢，大1、大2的学生或者是所有的这个留学生的话，海尔资本会提供一些这个暑期实习的机会，然后就让大家有更多的这个对行业的了解嘛。
我们是每年都招实习生，然后寒暑假完了之后，人数倒也没有特别的这个限定，有时候1个2个，有时候也会3个到4个，有这样的，这个是常年的，但是不是说非要固定的这么一个 program。
明白。然后之后实习生的话，或者是说在海尔资本工作的话，有哪些地点可以选择呢？
intern 的话，我们一般鼓励这个上海或者北京。
好的。然后祝您在海外有这个office 吗
没有。
？OK，
至少在新加坡没有。
好的，好期待这个下一站可以选择新加坡。
我们也希望。
是哦，还有一个同学有一个问题在接，我们应该还有几分钟时间再接一个问题。
没事儿，你们没事儿，没事儿。
好的，谢谢朱总。我是
威廉。
好的，然后我刚才问了一个就是关于那个海尔条件创业项目的问题，然后其实就接着那个问题的话，我想跟您了解一下，就是说您这边在选择创业项目的时候，对这个创业团队有哪些硬性的要求吗？
没有，本硕博都行。然后这个当然在校生肯定在社会经验上面是有一定的这个时间要去这个完善和加强的。没有硬性标准。当然是这个相关行业或者是相关经验，这个肯定是加分项，但也不是说是绝对的。
OK，
其
实就是我是
团队的，
您说
这个就是如果是年轻人的话，主要是看团队的内在的这个动力。如果是30多岁、40多岁这样的这个社会人士的话，那主要看他过往的经验以及现在的一个行业的对标的一个水平。
好的，那您比如说之前投过的比较成功的创业团队的话，有哪些特质？因为这个其实可能是代表就是同学或者是以创业者的身份来问的。然后咱们群里面可能有挺多同学有创业的想法，所以我们可能想了解一下，就是成功的创业团队的话，需要具备哪些这个特质和条件，然后有更大的一个概率。
首先这个人都是这个千人千面的，这个我们只能说几个大家觉得可能会比较安全的几个东西啊。第一个就是说精力旺盛，能折腾。因为3年创业、5年创业的成功的，这个基本上是不可能、不现实的，所以这是一个持续的事儿。精力旺盛，能折腾，这个遇上困难能解决困难，这是第一个。第二个呢是三观正确，要有正确的价值观，不能为了挣快钱干一些这个擦边球的事儿，这个长远来看是要出问题的。这是第二个，就是价值观要正确。第三个呢就是说这个保持一个长久的好奇心。我们这个有些项目，不管是30几岁做公司的，还是说40岁做公司的，还是说一些这个规模企业老板55岁的，他们对社会现象，包括科技的东西，包括这个目标市场那种持续的兴趣和爱好，这个是的的确确实实在在的。所以我们说这个保持一个好奇心是很重要的一个驱动力。这是我们觉得可能这几点会相对来说有一些共性的，因为人的确是这个太多样化了，没办法找出一个统一的标签或者统一的公式。所以我们看有时候内在层面主要看这些。你说外边的这个外在的技能，说 double E 也好 CS 也好，或者是说是这个 bio 这个或者是 pharmacy 这些专业，那这个都是具体的这个一个背景或者是一个学科的一个技能，这个是反而是放到第2位的。
了解，非常有收获，谢谢朱总。
不客气。
那今天非常感谢朱总的这个分享，也希望大家可以这个也做到精力旺盛，然后说勇敢去面对挑战，然后有稳定正向的价值观，保持长久的好奇心。非常感谢朱总今天出席，然后祝您工作顺利，周末愉快。
好，谢谢各位这个大学生，谢谢，非常感谢，
感谢。
谢谢朱总。
Okay, before we proceed to the next sharing by Big Ideas Ventures, let's have a quick lucky draw. So now let's go to the Zoom chat box. Open your Zoom chat box, and on the count of 3, we'll pick the fastest 2 fingers that enter Dream Big with Big Idea Ventures on the Zoom chat. And I'll count to 3. Let's go. Is everyone ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, congratulations to the winners. Hanming for winning a Kinohimitsu bird nest set, and Guiqing and Shuyuan, we've got a 梦回剧本杀 $45 voucher for each of you。这里感谢 Kinohimitsu 木之秘密为我们提供的燕窝礼盒，扫描 Zoom Chat Box 中的微信二维码即可了解最新优惠活动，并有机会免费领取新品试用小样。同时感谢梦回剧本杀赞助的奖品，你何必只有一段人生？来梦回 Another Day 体验多重人生，剧本杀汉服换装桌游，让你梦回无限可能。For redemption, please scan the QR code and contact our GCC crew member via WeChat or Telegram at to message Peter Z1. And our next sharing today comes from Big Idea Ventures. Big Idea Ventures started off with their first fund known as the New Protein Fund that invests and accelerates global food companies. It has since become a global leader in early stages investment in alternative protein products, ingredients, and technology. Big Idea Ventures is also backed by Thematic Holding. We're pleased to have with us Ms. Yulin Mao from Big Idea Ventures, who will share with us her wealth of experience in venture capital. Yulin has previous experience working in DBS, PwC, and Cargill Singapore. She's also an NUS alumni who was a USP and holds a double degree in business and economics. Welcome, Yulin 学姐.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, hi, this is Yulin dialing from Shanghai. So I can firstly start by sharing some slides which will tell us more about who BIV is. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, so this is Big Idea Ventures. I've been with the firm for a year, and let's see. So these are the logos of the backers. So earlier I dived into here, Zhu Zong share about higher capital, and these names, these logos here in this industry ecosystem, they are in the similar roles as higher capital. These are the corporate players, and we as a standalone VC firm, our customers, like our key stakeholders, the most important stakeholders are these investors. They are our LPs, all these names here. And why are these names? Because the industry that we are focusing on is food tech, and in particular, it's the alternative protein, which Singapore has become a hub for. So some well-known names will be Beyond Meat, Impossible Foods, Just Eat, Perfect Day, Oatly, etc. And these are like the biggest traditional food as well as equipment companies in the region and also around the globe. So, for example, Tyson is from the US. It's like a meat product company, and Bell as well as Meiji, they are more dairy companies. Okay, so as we talk about this, maybe I can share also a little about why they become LPs for Big Idea Ventures, and this will serve as similar logic for many of the corporate investors, similar to higher capital, who will invest in like another venture capital, like Big Idea Ventures. The reason they want to engage us to do the investment is because, number one, we are a standalone team dedicated to look for all those deals and find out the best entrepreneurs in the world in the particular industry they are interested in. So they do not have to keep their own internal team to do that. And number two, also for the new industries, for example, alternative protein or what they're talking about metaverse, like all these new concepts, you want to get engaged with the early entrepreneurs at a very, very early stage, so you can prepare your businesses for it. For example, for alternative protein, Tyson, who is mainly producing meat products, it wants to know whether I want to create a special line for alternative protein products. So I want to learn what's happening in the market. That's why they engage big idea ventures to do the investments and understand more about the market. So this is a key strategic reason for these corporate investors to engage in standalone venture capital firms. Okay, the next one. Yeah, so this is a founder, and there's not much for the purpose of this session. Yeah, so what we did as an MC shared, our first fund is called a New Protein Fund, and you notice compared to higher, which is 10 billion renminbi. So that's over 1 billion, 1.5 billion USD. This size, USD 50 million, is really, really small. And the reason is that we are investing in really, really early stage startups. Typically, we become the first institutional investors for these startups. So for the aspiring entrepreneurs out there in this chat, when you start building a company, if you think about the whole process as you build your company bigger, before you go to hire capital, go to Zhu to ask for his money, you probably need to go to an accelerator incubator program like us. So how we are serving you is that we give you the initial capital and we give you a lot of support, like Zhu described. All those channels, distribution, like capital and all the network that you will need to build your business. And for us at the very early stage, we also help with product development because it's food, like preparing consumer packaged food products or preparing your B2B products to serve restaurants, etc. So at this very early stage, the ticket size is usually quite small. For just use Big Idea Ventures as like an example. For us, the typical check size is $200K US. And for this $200K US, you get most of the amount in cash and some of the amount in what we call fees for an accelerator program, which we put you through for 5 months. So this is how it works. So you notice the very initial stage, the ticket size is very small compared to later Series A, B, C, etc. Okay, so for Big Idea Ventures, we invest in plant-based, cell-based, and also fermentation companies. These are quite technical then. Okay, and we have an accelerator program, which we put all the resources and hours into that to help the startups we invest in. Okay, so this is for BIV particularly and our team. Okay, and yeah, maybe I would like to draw attention to how I think a good VC is structured. So you see, this is my team. We have someone, Christian Cadell, who is the managing partner for Asia for BIV. He's responsible for doing fundraising, like talking with our LPs to get the money and build new funds. Because as a firm, BIV as a firm, we need to like get commitment from LPs. Then we use the money to invest. But the fund has a life. For example, 10 years. So at 5 years, the next 5 years, you will use the money to invest a little bit more, and then you try to collect. You try to get harvest from your investments, and then what if the 10 years ends? Your company still need to survive, so you need to have new funds. Usually, it's before the end of 10 years. You have multiple funds, keep rolling, etc. So you need to have someone to think about new funds, term structure, etc., and pitch to people. So usually it's the big boss doing that. For our case, it's our managing partner. And then we have people running the accelerator. This is because we have an accelerator program and also helping them with various initiatives. What I like to draw attention to is we have in-house technical experts. This is not the most typical for venture capital exactly, because most of the VCs, you do not see someone who's dedicated to do the technical due diligence. Sometimes they especially when the concept is new, it's hard to find technical experts. So you consult previous investors, etc., to learn more about whether a particular startup is legitimate or whether the opportunities are actually there, whether their patents are really good, etc. But for my firm, for Big Idea Ventures, we have in-house experts. Right now, we have 4 in-house technical experts. 2 of them holds PhD in food technology, so they are able to assess whether the technology that startups claim they have are really good and valuable, or they're just like anybody else. Yeah, so this is quite special, and sometimes we receive requests from other people. Oh, are we able to talk to your technical experts about this and that? You see the value of in-house technical experts there. Okay, and we also keep a group of notable mentors. The use of these mentors are twofold. Number one is they are serving as mentors for our firm, like how we build Big Idea Ventures as a firm. These are typically relationships with our bosses. And on the other hand, we invite these mentors to serve as mentors for the startups that we onboard as our portfolio companies. For example, Dairy Farm Group, which many of you may be familiar with. In Singapore, they have cold storage, etc. And this lady who is responsible for the purchasing of the group. So we have the sessions between Ruth and our portfolio companies. So Ruth can understand more about whether any of our portfolio companies want to distribute the products at her retail outlets. So in the end, after the session, they will have one-on-one and they will have contracts, etc., to land the products in the supermarkets and cheers, etc. So this is an example of how mentors help our startups. Yeah, so these are the other investors / partners that we keep relationship with, and many of them, they engage us because they want to be associated with alternative protein, which is part of this whole ESG topics. And ESG topics, yes. Okay, and we also have a lot of government relations, especially in Singapore. Our Asia headquarters are in Singapore. Yeah, so this is a snapshot of, this is outdated. I think here maybe around 40 logos. So right now we have over 60 logos, and most of them come in through our accelerator program, which has run, and we have just concluded our 4th cohort. So late this month, we are going to start our 5th cohort of startups. Yeah, so I will stop here and hear questions from you, and I'm happy to answer those.
Okay, thanks Yulin for the insightful sharing. By the way, I'm William and I'm the moderator for this session. So let's move on to the networking session. So can I check with Yulin if you prefer the Poll EV mode, or we can do the same way with higher. We just move to the Q&A and everyone can raise the questions in the group chat.
Yeah. I can see that in this chat box.
Okay, so I think we can do the simple way. Yeah, so everyone can send the questions into this box. And I also have lots of questions to ask Yulin. Okay, then maybe I ask first. Because Yulin has mentioned the Asia headquarters in Singapore. So is there any job opportunities in Singapore right now, or our US graduate can apply for?
Yeah, I think right now we do not have opportunities for graduates, but I can check whether we are opening for internship opportunities.
Okay, sure. Maybe we can create a group chat for the US graduates or students to know more about the job opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And question, people? Yeah. And another question from myself, because know you graduated from US and work in Singapore for, I think, few years, and then relocate to Shanghai and join the BIV. May I know why you joined BIV and why you decide to move to Shanghai for the further career?
Okay, for joining BIV, it's quite natural for me because earlier, before BIV, I was with Cargill. Cargill is one of the biggest global supply chain and food companies. Its headquarters in the US and its Asia headquarters is also in Singapore. What it does is, part of its business is protein. So its biggest protein species in Asia is poultry. And Cargill itself has involved itself with alternative proteins through its own venture capital arm. I think since 2016 or 2017, the investments are through its US headquarters. So some of the names include Memphis Meat, Aleph. So these are all like alternative protein startups, which have a first mover advantage. So this is how I learned about alternative protein, and I came to Big Idea Ventures through like just random linking messages to Christian, who is the Asia Pacific managing partner. So yeah, I do encourage the students to just try messaging people on LinkedIn, and maybe through 10 messages you get replies from 2 people, and you can do those coffee chats, and sometimes the person will just tell you, okay, I just have this opening, and are you open to try this? So this is my personal experience. So yeah, so for Big Idea Ventures, it's 100% alternative protein. So that's how I landed here. And for Shanghai, it's more like a personal choice. Yes.
Okay, I see. Ms. Yulin has given us a good suggestion to use LinkedIn for the job opportunities. And thanks, Yulin. We have another question from Han Ning. Hi, Yulin. I would like to find out how and when did you realize that you want to work in venture capital firm?
Yeah. So I think I didn't really like 100% sure I want to work in a VC. Is because I came to BIV more because of the industry overlap as well as the job scope overlap. So industry overlap I have shared already. For the job scope overlap at Cargill, I was more in the strategy department. So it's more like helping grow the pie, grow the revenue, etc. And for Big Idea Ventures, as we onboard the startups in our accelerator program, we are helping them in the 5-month program to do a lot of brainstorming together and connect with various resources to help them, for example, do further product development, to get their product on the manufacturing line, test the product in the factory, and also get the product, for example, licensed, distributed, and well marketed, etc. It's a lot of overlap in the problem solving part. Yeah, and for the venture capital, for the really the investment part, I'm still learning, to be honest. So it's after you get, I think for the investment part, probably many of us are interested in. It's more, it's two steps. Number one, you get well versed in this ecosystem. Get to know people. So when people see some good deals and know some startups, they will introduce a startup to you. Or you go to those industry conferences and go to those official or informal events, and you get to meet the entrepreneurs, and you will understand. You will collect more deals, and then you do the assessment. But that's the assessment part. Different people do it different ways, but there's more like logic in the various branches that you will follow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. As you mentioned, some job scope of the of working in BIV. Another student, Yan Ge, asked, "May I know the typical day like in BIV?" I think she wants to know more about the working environment and the job scope.
Yeah, I think I could describe a typical week. So in a typical week, we will have two big portions. One is working on the accelerator, which are the companies we already recruited as our accelerator cohorts. And another part will be more for BD, business development, finding new startups, finding new relations. So I'll first talk how are we dealing with existing startups. We will do two sets of support. The first set is we will do those weekly strategy meetings with 5 or 6 startups in the current cohort. So those strategy meetings help us to prioritize which are the key areas that we need to support these startups. For example, they want to be contacted with Singapore's EDB to understand whether they can relocate to Singapore, for example, or they want to work with A-Star, or they want to ask whether we have good contact for a lawyer because they have specific contract terms, etc. So these are the support we give to particular companies. And the next part is we have the cohort closed door sessions, which the mentors will conduct those usually 1-hour sessions for the startups. For example, Dairy Farm I shared. So she will introduce how Dairy Farm works in terms of purchasing and what are the standards they will need to follow to get the product listed on the Dairy Farm outlets shelves, etc. So these are the two categories of support on a weekly basis we give to the existing startups. And on top of that, periodically, we will have events, for example, our pitching sessions, what we call a demo day, where we will have those, we will invite the investors. These are like later stage than ourselves. So when the startups, they are fundraising for the next round, these investors are interested, and then they will look at the demo day. For example, the one we did in December, we had 17 companies pitch at the demo day. So the investors will know about them, and then they will keep contact, and then they may invest in these companies. So this is the support we give to the existing startups. And the next part of the week, we will spend in like exploring new relations. So you are looking for three key types of strategic stakeholders. Number one is the potential startups. And number two is the potential investors in your next funds. For example, we had this new protein fund 1. So next year or sometime in future, or this year or sometime in future, we'll have new protein fund 2. So this is the fundraising activities you need to conduct as a firm, and you talk to various new investors. For example, higher capital, they may talk to a VC in the healthcare industry, and the VC will keep contact, keep the relationship, and start discussing that. And for us, for example, we may even talk to Yan, who is doing KFC, Pizza Hut, etc., because they are in the food category. So we keep relations like this. And the third category is ecosystem players. So ecosystem players can be usually the industry network. That's more grassroots network, not funded by the government or anything, but for new industries, it's quite common for companies just to get together and form this industry group. And there will be some some NGO entities who serve as independent party to publish articles about the new developments of the industry and even give funding to particular research projects. And they of course support themselves on donations, etc. So to answer Inge's question, it's two big parts. One is taking care of the existing startups, and another one is to take care of that doing new BD. And many of us, when I was a student, I was interested in, are you doing a lot of overtime? So I would just use the opportunity of this question to answer that. So for my firm, because our headquarters is in the US, and this will mean the relationships in the US are taken care of by the Americas team. So I don't have to do that. This is good, so you don't have to do a lot of night calls. Another thing with a global firm is that we as a team, we need to do some weekly updates internally, and you have someone from the sitting in Europe, US, and Singapore / China. So you have to have the night call in that sense. So yeah, so you still have some overtime in that sense because of your course. And then in terms of the workload, I would say VC is definitely not a strict 9-to-5 job, because sometimes when you visit the startups and they are having B2C events, it usually happens on the weekend. And sometimes when you talk to founders and you book a time with a founder, it can take place in the after office hours as well. Yeah, or you go out to have dinner, etc. Yeah.
Thanks, Yulin. Is it very stressful to work in a VC firm?
I think if you are for most of us who want to be investment associates, then you grow up from there, it can be stressful, in two senses. I think number one is where to find the good deals. Because in the industry I'm in, alternative proteins that have been a hype, at least in the China market, since 2019. But right now, me and many other industry players realize all the good startups that can be out there seem to be out there already. Where to find the next good startups? So this can be quite stressful in finding the good startups. And the next part is you do all those evaluations and you present to your investment committee. And this can be quite stressful in a sense that whether you write your investment memo diligently, whether you get anything passed, this you evaluate yourself, and your boss will evaluate that as well. This is your key deliverable. And the third thing is, even if you have your boss says yes, and the contract terms, the investment terms can be quite different from what the startup initially wants. So there can be very stressful negotiations. But for that, of course, most likely your boss will stand up as well to talk about it in a very artistic way. So yeah, so this is I think for us in the early career professionals, these are really valuable opportunities if you're listening to how people try to convince each other. And yeah, and you also know you are not the only VC to like consider this investment opportunity. Many startups say, okay, I at the same time I'm receiving interest from VCA, VCB, and your VC. So like they will try to make it stressful for you as well to make the decision fast. And yeah, so these are quite interesting moments. So I think overall, if you ask me whether it's a stressful job, I think investment itself is quite stressful, and but it's really interesting and rewarding if you get to see something go through. Yeah.
Understand. Very interesting. Thanks, Yulin. And we have another question from Di Kai. Will you personally travel to the locations of startups? Does it require heavy business traveling?
Okay, yeah. So for myself, I think I do not need to do a lot of travel, but for some other VCs, I know it's like weekly travel is expected. For myself, but for the purpose of the travel, you want to meet the startups. This is for one. Number two is you want to see whether their labs, their like factories are actually functioning as a way that's described. So these are the two purposes. And for me is I do not do a lot of travel for two reasons. Number one is for the category that I'm involved in, alternative protein, Shanghai is a hub, so I don't need to do a lot of intercity travel. And number two is that there's a lot of industry conferences that people will come to Shanghai, or we will meet somewhere together. So we will like very efficiently meet a lot of companies at one go at those like industry conferences, etc. And the third reason is it's a food industry, so we can send samples, products, or for example, if you're a startup from Beijing but you have your product in a restaurant in Shanghai, then I would just visit the restaurant and try your products there. So it works that way as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's much more convenience to base in Shanghai, I think.
Yeah.
All right. We have another question from Han Ming. Hi again, Yilin. Thanks for the answer to my previous question. But do you think that working in a venture firm gives good exit opportunity to a PE firm?
Okay. Thank you, Hamming, for this question. But unfortunately, I do not have enough experience to answer this question. I think for the people that I have seen in my firm or some peer firms, they usually will go to another VC first. Maybe not like more later stage PE firm examples. I haven't seen much of that.
I think maybe people has different career paths or the career goals.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Yulin. And we have a question from Shu Yuan. What are your thoughts on Singapore food industry in terms of healthy food and snacks? Many people are venturing into it, but we hardly see any breakthrough.
Yeah, so this is a category that I'm working in. I think Singapore is different from other countries in Asia. Is that the government is really supportive of that with the 30 by 30 goal and real cash put into this. So for my firm, Big Idea Ventures, we are backed by Temasek by real cash. So this is something that the government demonstrates its commitment to building, like to supporting food security and also building food technology hub. And also NTU as well as NUS have both opened alternative protein classes. So these are the pioneers globally in this industry. And I do agree that there has been less breakthrough than the industry would like to see in the recent years, because I haven't visited Singapore since COVID, but I hear from people that some products are not as nice or as tasty as people would expect, with maybe a lot more expensive than the traditional meat products, etc. I think for this industry, it's definitely like growing, and this is only very first stages that we are encountering as consumers with the products. I think the way going forward is definitely there's more like alternative protein in the diets that we are consuming for a lot of reasons. Number one is really the natural resources, the water, land, air pollution, etc., involved with husbandry, etc. And number two is if we are catering to the next billion population in the world, we definitely need to find out more efficient ways to feed the people. So there are more reasons for us to do it, and the capital has continued to keep pouring into the market. So for last year, it was 3.4 billion US dollars into alternative protein alone. And as long as the capital keep pouring in, this is not like sending the next man to the moon. This seems to be much closer to the conventional technology that we are looking at. So I definitely confident that the food technology will be like really find its way to our dinner table soon. Yeah, let me look at. Yeah, and in Singapore, if you are an entrepreneur, you will find there are a lot of new startups in the food tech as well. And if you are thinking about it, I really encourage you to look at it, and I encourage you to contact Big Idea Ventures as well, because we are having this accelerator program to help you. And Singapore government also has a lot of grants open for startups, not only food tech, but various types of new technology startups. And for my firm in particular, we do have some startups in our cohorts that are like fresh graduates. So it's not like unimaginable that you step out of school and just become an entrepreneur. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Yulin. I think since the timing, maybe we can have the one last question. Okay, I have another question. And during the sharing session, you mentioned you have lots of investment on the seed round or the early stage startups. So may I know how to shortlist or get to know those companies? Because they are very new and they don't have lots of branding or marketing.
Yeah, so it comes in two stages. So we have two types of investments. Number one is through our accelerator program, and number two is more later stage startups through our direct investment program. So for accelerator program, how we do it is we keep like visiting all those industry conferences and get to know various people and keep contact with people who are rejected in our earlier like cohorts. And so we keep this as a long-term relationship and see the progress. So each time around for the 5 to 6 spots in our Singapore accelerator, usually we receive around 100 or more applicants. So we will like receive BPs from them, and we will understand more about them and get them to send us samples so we understand about their products, and we have 2 rounds of Zoom calls with them before we send out an offer. And if they accept our terms, we will like welcome them to our cohort. And if they say, oh, you are having this term, but I have another investor who already come in with another set of terms, are you going to match that? So this will be done on a case-by-case basis. So this is through the accelerator. And for the direct investment, how we are like finding these investors, finding these startups is they are more like later stage. In early VC context, the later stage can involve pre-A, so Series A, Series B, etc. Because the industry I'm involved in is really, really young. But for other industries, it can be like from Series A or B, Series C, etc. So for these companies, usually they already have someone who's dedicated to talking to investors. They either is their internal member or their financial advisor. Like third-party financial advisor. So we will talk to these people. Sometimes they will also outreach directly to us, say, hey, we are doing fundraising. Are you interested in joining? And third way is the key bosses in your firm. For example, in Big Idea Ventures, they are in the ecosystem for very long. And usually for a round, for example, Series A, it comes with a lead investor and B and C. So they talk to each other to fill in some of these spots as well. So when the lead comes in, we will do our own due diligence and then and then the investment committee in your firm will say, okay, I want to put in X amount of money, which match the lead investor terms, etc.
Okay, thanks, Yulin. That's one similar question. Yeah. Thanks. I think this is the last session of our China Korea Week, and thanks again, Yulin, for the sharing and the timing. So now I will pass to Dikai for our closing session.
Thank you very much. Yep, thank you very much, Yulin, for your sharing. And so this is almost at the end of Career Week. Now let's have our last round of lucky draw to conclude GCC China Career Week. So, oops, there's no more Kahoot, just another round of lucky draw. Okay, here we have another round of lucky draw. So now I'll ask everyone to type in GCC Go in the Zoom chat box, and let's see who are the fastest fingers here. Is everyone ready? Okay, I'll count to 3. And okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, thank you very much for your participation. Congratulations, Hao Qi, for winning a Kinohimitsu, Bird Nest, and Xinyi and Shuyuan. We've got a Menghui Juben Sha $45 voucher for each of you. And for redemption, please. Oh, and for everyone else, we've also got you a $5 voucher for Menghui Juben Sha. For redemption, please contact our WeChat crew through the QR code on the left, or our Telegram crew on the on the right hand side, Peter Z1. And 这里再次感谢Kino Himitsu 木之秘密为我们提供的燕窝礼盒，扫描在 Zoom Chat Box 中的微信二维码入群即可了解最新优惠活动，并有机会获得免费领取视频小样新品试用小样的机会。同时感谢梦回剧本杀赞助的奖品，你何必只有一段人生？来梦回 Another Day 体验多重人生，剧本杀、汉服换装、桌游，让你梦回无限可能。And please also feel free to share your thoughts with us about China Career Week 2022 hashtag GCC Career Week 2022 and at GCC NUS at your social media account to win a limited edition poker set or a tote bag from our sponsors. This marks the end of GCC China Career Week 2022. This week, we've heard from many excellent speakers from top employers in China and Singapore. Let me again thank KPMG, 美团点评、小红书、华为、WeChat Pay, Xiaomi, Miracle Plus, Prometheus Capital, Higher Capital, and Big Idea Ventures for their sharings and sponsorships. For links to our recordings, please join our WeChat event group or send emails to info@gcc.com to deliver your request. And on behalf of the entire NUS Global China Connection team, we sincerely thank you for your attendance. GCC will continue to deliver our mission to building connections that change the world. Please follow our GCC social media accounts and stay updated on our future events. Let me end by wishing you all a very successful career in the future and a merry, happy semester ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, GCC Career Week, for the awesome sharing. I will definitely be back for more. Looking forward to listen to more exciting events. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Honey.
Okay, thanks all.